we recognize the president of Bekele Akiliwa. Community leader is shaking his head, but they told me you're a chief, sir. What we can see here, I want to know that he has much work. We are thinking anew, we are acting anew. Thank you very much. We recognize the president, another commissioner on the board. My heart. Sorry, sir. And I want to pray. I want to request all of us to sit and please, there is a form that is being circulated.
Now, the best thing to do is let us even hear from the horse's mouth. Sorry if I call you horses. So that because you are the only one that will know where the shoe actually pinches. So that is why we are calling this meeting. It's going to be an interactive forum. So we are going to allow you to also share your experience with us, and together we can now look at how to make our projects to go forward. Because the beauty of it is when you do your job well and we pay you that the projects will be actualized.
With our knowledge, we know that the 13% derivation that is coming to Ondo State, 60% of it was supposed to go to the state government. 40% of it was supposed to come to Sopadec for implementation. But we know that that 40% does not come to Sopadec. Rather, they still hold it in the state and ask Sopadec to be applying for funds that are supposed to be under their command. I believe that that is the main bottleneck why contracts are not completed. So since we are thinking anew, please, I want you to communicate to Mr. Governor. The 40% that is meant for Sopadec should be released to the accounts of Sopadec. He can give instruction how it should be spent.
The second thing I want the Limagen to look into is the militancy in Sopadec area. Militancy in Sopadec area. I don't know how you can run it. We've been privileged to be part of your services for past years, and I'm surprised today we are not disrupted.
Started working with Sopadec as a contractor since 2010. I've never been called for a meeting as a contractor for once. I say, could it be, what kind of chairman is this? A major challenge we have is the issue of funding. There are some of us who have completed our projects. Those projects were not put to use because there is no any drawn out plans on how the communities will operate those facilities. And therefore, some of them we completed, handed over, and they are still under lock and key.
Taking part in the project is a good project, but the issue with the Sopadec for a while now is that of payment. All contractors there can testify to that. Know that the management or the staff don't know what to do, the consultants don't know what to do. Some of the contractors are serious. Yes, we have those that are not serious.
I will talk of underpricing of projects. So we are looking into that with your engineers. Projects are always underpriced. A contract awarded for 34 million naira to me in 2004 was awarded for 30 million naira in 2007. 2004, 34 million naira. 2007, 30 million naira. You can see the difference there.
It takes to honor payment certificates. This is not in good light of the ethics of the profession, sir.
Other consultants and various contractors. But what I just have to add is simply this. One of the consultants did say that the government should give directive. The government should give directive. Well, that is where I underline. It is this problem of giving directive that has brought us to where we are.
Your hand with people who are desperate to get your projects completed. From the side of the teams that you have as members of staff of Sopadec, with whom we have interacted in the last couple of years, we are confident that you have a team who are conscious of what they are doing and they are deliberate about their intention to make up for all those times that have been lost. We are confident too, Mr. Chairman, that you are also armed with people who are professional consultants.
We want to thank you for making our eyes to see better, for making us to see the light of the day.
I want to appeal to the consultants and the contractors to please assist and work with the new Osobade chairman. This board is the consulting board.
There are projects which none of you talked about. People collected mobilization fee too and ran away. They didn't get there. Because looking at the records, there are people who did zero, having collected mobilization, some 15, some 10%. Certainly, this could not be the problem of Osobade. So I think we also have to look inward and find out where did we also go wrong. I'm talking about contractors and consultants. We also ask ourselves, where also did we go wrong? But if you collected a mobilization of 30% and you do a job of 15 or 10%, you cannot say that is Osobade's problem. I have even seen 0% here. We are going to pursue those who took our money. Just in the same vein, we are also going to pay those who are doing. We pursue them. So once again, I thank you for coming. So the next item is we should agree on the next line of activities after this meeting.
There's the need to meet with our critical stakeholders so that we can move this commission forward, so that we can move our projects forward. And you know, the contractors and the consultants are part of these critical holders we have to meet with, so that we can hear from them how it has been in the last 8 years, what are their challenges, what are the prospects for some of these projects. Because in the last 8 years, from the records, Osobade only commissioned one project, one primary school in Ibokoda, and that certainly cannot be the best for our people, considering the enormous amount of money that went into the corporation during the said period. So that was how we interface with our contractors. Without good, credible contractors and consultants, even when you have good ideas, you may not be able to actualize it. So certainly we need our contractors to partner with us so that we can deliver the dividends of democracy to our people. And thank God we had this interface today. They have also enumerated their challenges and their problems. And thank God we're also going to look at it. And we're going to also learn from past mistakes. But again, we have to do a profiling to know why were the projects abandoned. Sometimes this abandonment may not also be due to the fault of the contractor. Some our own fault. There should be need to a continuity of projects as government is a continuum. But unfortunately, a lot of projects were abandoned because government refused to fund them, even when those contractors raised certificate. We are not going to continue in that part. We are going to profile these projects. We are going to look at those ones that can be resuscitated and see how we can bring them to completion. For those that cannot be resuscitated, then we take the definite action. For some people who have taken our money and they refuse to go to site, we have said it, we will go after them. They have to refund our money. Thank God a lot of these were guaranteed. And if they were not guaranteed, we also consult our legal department to see how best we can recover our fund.
Projects are built usually on a tripod. You have the client, you have the contractors, and the consultants. When everybody is carried along, we'll all be on the same page, and we can be sure that these jobs will be completed.
It is also a system of educating the board that are just coming in to know how things are been affecting the contractors. I wouldn't want it to be, it's better said than done alone, but said, done, really done, to the admiration of people.